Chinese New Year is a staple for most Asian families all over the world, including my own. This is a time for my family to celebrate and embrace our roots.
The new year starts a new beginning, so you can forget all the bad and everything and start a new beginning, and everything is great.
To me, Chinese New Year is about my heritage and culture. Being Chinese, New Year Day is the day that we fast, and we just talk about just being able to be humble and sacrifice before we prepare our home for the opening of the new year.
I just think of a holiday full of food and a good time with family, like celebrating how our whole family made it to yet another new year. We're not as traditional as the typical Chinese family. We do more like a modern day approach to the holiday.
At the table for Chinese New Year, there's food everywhere, but this food has more meaning that tends to get overlooked.
Symbolically, all the food that's served that meal represents something.
Everyone had to have at least one bite of every dish, whether you liked it or not. And all of that is about longevity.
My favorite thing to eat is the chicken, the velvet chicken.
We have this chicken that we eat for most holidays, especially in Chinese New Year.
The chicken dish that we have, that's the dish that everyone eats in the whole family. Everyone was always happy when that came out and it all got passed around and everyone took a piece.
The whole chicken means great fortune, wealth, like the most important thing to represent good health.
There's certain offerings that you offer up to your ancestors, to the gods, and chicken was one of the core things.
We celebrate Chinese culture on Chinese New Year just by spending a lot of time with the Chinese side of the family, because my day-to-day life isn't as culturally rich as it is on this holiday.
This holiday brings back fond memories for my family, especially for my grandparents and mother who had previously owned Tiki Garden, their restaurant in Abington, Massachusetts. They ran the business for over 40 years and recently retired.
We used to have a big party.
Be this huge buffet and just a great time of just celebrating and opening up the year together.
My kids would run around and says, we're having a party, we're having a party. They were so happy.
We would run around and we would say, Gong Ki Fat Choi Lisi Daloi, and Lisi Daloi means hand over the money. And it was like this fresh comment kids would make, but it would always make the adults laugh. For married couples, you give out these red Chinese envelopes and you give it out to all single people. The symbolism of it is for them to spend it on something good for themselves.
Preparing the lucky money for my kids and my grandkids.
Obviously get the red envelopes full of money.
It's just a great joy to know that you can be married, you can have good fortune to pass on.
Traditions have definitely loosened up from generation to generation in my family, but the core values of the New Year and Chinese culture remain.
We as parents, grandparents, have instilled in our kids and grandkids. We try to teach them the value of education and doing the right thing.
I think our grandparents really try to push the cultural aspect of the holiday just to remind us that is our identities and to make sure we don't lose that.
Chinese New Year always delivers a great celebration of culture. We wish all viewers good fortune as you enter the new year. I'm Derek Fox for Code Blue Now, and back to you in the studio.